All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are back in this thing, and of course, we're obviously not at home. Like I said, we travel a lot, but today we're gonna be talking about the amazing gifts and talents that are in you. So hopefully the sound's coming through. I didn't don't grab my mic this morning, but there's definitely something I want to talk about this morning. So I'm Truth J Blue, and it is my total belief that you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being, and my life's work is to empower you to experience your divine power, potential, and purpose. So what we're going to talk about today is if you're going to bet on anything, bet on yourself, because there's such an immense value to the gifts, talents, and abilities that are within you, right? There's so much in you, but many of us, we don't see the value in us worth trusting. I think about how much this week we've been talking about guilt, shame, fear, and how they prevent us from moving towards the higher self, towards those higher ambitions, towards a non-judgmental state. So let's see. So the interesting. What's up, baby? So when you think about how powerful you are, just as a human, just as the divine human that you are, right? The powerful, creative, spiritual being that you are, those that situation is worth being bet on. And so I don't know what's going on with this person. What's up, baby? See, you all right? Or you just all right? So the way we move thinking about it, right? I so I got up this morning, and I was like, the thing that I want to talk about is how when we bet on a lot of things, right? We believe in others. We believe in certain things are going to happen in our shows. We believe certain things are going to happen in people's lives. But do we ever really put up the necessary effort to move ourselves forward? It takes a certain type of investment. It takes investment in time, energy, money, but it begins with believing in yourself, right? We have to first believe in ourselves enough that we can win, in order to be willing to take that step to win, right? So when I think about the amazing gifts and talents, right? And I think about the powerful spiritual being that we all are as humans. When I think about the divinity that is within you, it reminds me that we have to first become aware of it. And I talk about this. I talk about this a lot, but I think it deserves um, talking about right now, because people don't understand the how spiritual things are spiritual things, and natural things are natural things, in the sense that in the people will tell me that they've never had a spiritual experience. They don't believe in spiritual things. I'll it's caused me to realize that the reason why is because in the natural, we we become aware of something, and then we can choose to acknowledge it. Like, so let's say you walk into somebody's house, and you walk through the foyer, and you're in the dining room, and y'all are in there sitting there talking, and And then the owner of the house is like, hey, let's go back in here where the piano is. So you walk past the piano that you didn't notice, and so now the owner of the home takes you back into the foyer and shows you the piano. And now that you're aware of the piano, you can choose to acknowledge the piano. It doesn't work like that in the spiritual realm. In the spirit, you must acknowledge it first before you become aware of it. You must begin to seek those deeper things, those things that you're unaware of, trusting that they exist, and then you become more aware of them. So in the natural, yes, we become aware and then we choose to acknowledge, but it doesn't work like that in the spiritual. In the spiritual, we must acknowledge it first and then we will become aware of it. And that's the reason why so many people think that they never have a spiritual experience and don't believe the spirit is real, because they never acknowledge it and move in that direction so that they can become aware of it. It's not like in the natural where we become aware and then we acknowledge. And so I say that to talk about your talents and your gifts and your abilities. If you have immense power, you have immense abilities, you have a spirit of love. You have so when you think of love, love is the opposite of fear, because love causes us to move in the opposite ways of fear. If you think about it like this, think about fear being something that makes you want to fight or flight, right? Makes something that makes you normally want to get away. Fear is something that you don't want to be around. Something you fear, you don't want to be around it, you want to get away from it. But something you love is something that you want to, someone that you want to be around, something that you want to do. So when you look at love in this sense, you think about the powerful spirit that you are of love, you being 100% love. This situation helps you to realize that you are worth betting on. Your gifts, talents, and abilities are worth exploring. But if you don't take the time to acknowledge them, become, like, look within yourself and say, okay, these are my passions, these are my natural talents, these are the things that I naturally do, and these are the experiences that I've had in life, and you begin to align these things to be able to really understand it. And when you understand something, it makes it easier to take that chance. Many people don't want to take the chance on themselves, which is unfortunate, because you're worth taking a chance on. You're worth putting everything on. When I think about the thinking about it right now, I'm reminded of the parable of the talents, right? So the depending on which version you're using, right? So let's just say there's 3 servants, and each servant gets a certain amount of talents, right? And then that when you the one of them was really willing to bet on themselves, really willing to take a chance and say, hey, I'm gonna take a chance, and they took a chance and everything worked out really well in their benefit. And then there was the second one who took a chance and everything worked out. Didn't work out as well as the other one, but it worked out to their benefit. And then there was one that was scared to take a chance and buried that talent in the dirt. This is what I'm talking about. You have talents and abilities inside you, and you must be willing to take a chance on yourself. You must be willing to cause growth, to bring more production out of that, to take it, say, hey, this is what I got. I'm going to bet on it. I'm going to try to do this. Let's say you like drawing or sketching or painting. Well, go get you a set, go get you a canvas, and do something and bet on yourself. Work on it and take it and post it online. Like, whatever your talents are, whatever your skills are, the world is waiting on you to bring them to us, right? You have such an immense ability, such immense power, something that we all need, but we need you to believe in yourself so that you would take that thing that you have, take that thing that you are, and develop it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and bring it into the forefront and bring it into the world in which you were created to do. So you were created with a purpose. But if you fail to try to recognize that purpose, find out what that purpose is, find out what it is that you enjoy doing, recognize your passions, and you continue to let the world define you. You continue to let your parents define you, your friends define you, your circumstances to define you. You let everything define you except for the purpose in which you were created, your natural talents, your passions, those things that are within you that make themselves available to us when we move in the right direction with faith. But too many of us are more like that third servant who hides their talent, who is scared to take a chance, scared to take a risk on themselves. And unfortunately, that's causes us to think that we're less than we are. But you are so much more than you believe, so much more than you know. But it begins with an acknowledgement of it. And the more you acknowledge it, the more you will become aware of it. Thanks a lot for those hearts. Thanks, Summer. I really appreciate it. And the more you acknowledge, the more you become aware of the immense power and potential that's within you, the more you'll be willing to take a chance on yourself to do the things that you think to do. Many of us, every single day, we think, man, I should do this, or man, I should try this. And we talk ourselves out of it, out of fear, out of guilt, out of shame. But when we realize that guidance system that's built into us is getting us to a place that, yes, sometimes it isn't always, it doesn't feel safe. That's because we have an ego, and your ego is developed in through trauma, through experiences, through definitions that we assign to ourselves according to our caretakers, our teachers, our friends. We've developed all of these different definitions, and we've accepted these principles about ourselves that may not be true, right? We say that we're not worthy in our heads. We say that we don't even realize how many skills we have because we've put ourselves into this box that we don't fit in, right? We enjoy doing a thing. We have an opportunity to do the thing, but we never take a chance to do that thing, even when the opportunity arises. Well, why is that? Why do we talk ourselves out of that thing? It's because of those definitions, those influences that we've accepted and went ahead and defined ourselves according to those lies, according to the things that people told us. You know, a lot of times our parents, our friends, and our teachers make us feel unworthy. They make us define ourselves according to their scope, according to the definitions of their life. But that's not your life. Your life is not defined by the same definitions. You don't have to allow the things that they said about you, the ways that they made you feel, to create shame and for that to dictate the every course and action of your life. So what I'm talking about right today, of course, I'm Truth J Blue. If you don't know, it is my total belief that you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being. And it is my life's work. Everything that I do is to empower you to experience your divine potential, power, and purpose. And so what we're talking about today is betting on yourself. If you are going to bet on anything, bet on you, because you have immense talents, you have immense value, you have as you can do anything that you imagine and believe. But it begins with self-awareness, doing a SWOT analysis, recognizing your strengths, recognizing your weaknesses, seeing where the opportunities are, seeing where the threats are. Find out what's draining your energy. Find out what friends you have that keep on reinforcing that doubt, reinforcing that fear, reinforcing that shame, and get rid of them. I ain't saying no, make them not your friends, but I would. I mean, if somebody can't support you and help you uplift and help you grow, and they're always beating you down and making you feel small, you probably shouldn't be around them. And that's my opinion. But I I genuinely believe is very good advice. If somebody is reinforcing your traumas from your childhood, reinforcing shame, reinforcing fear, that person is not your friend. That person is an op. It's just what it is. It's so serious. It's so real that we must, if we don't get around people that believe in us and are willing to support us and willing to help us to overcome the challenges in our lives and become a better version of ourselves, help us work to do the things to reach the talents, get around somebody who sees you for who you are, sees you for the powerful, creative, spiritual being you are. And if you can't find anybody like that in your current group, you need to get you a new group. It's my personal opinion. Now these things I don't know what this is, but these things are things that I got into town late last night. We ate. I got to bed about 1 o'clock, right? And right before bed, I'm like, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, if you're going to bet on anything, be willing to bet on you. Take a chance on yourself. Love yourself enough to explore your hobbies and turn your hobbies into a more creative part of your life. Share your talents with the world, because we need you. You know, you were created with a purpose. You were created for others. You were created for service, and those talents and abilities that are in you, the world needs you to deliver them to us. The world needs you to be you. We don't need you to be a carbon copy of the person that you're trying to be or trying to match, right? Just today, be willing to bet on yourself. Today, say, hey, I know that there's something in me, something greater in me, and I'm willing to take a chance on it. And because I haven't had no sleep, I'm going to just go ahead and get up out of here, and I'm going to come back with a live later on today. I really appreciate all of your time, all of your effort, and I'll see y'all later on the afternoon live. Heart in intention, every thought online, divine dimension, purpose in motion, truth in my stride, energy pure, can't dim this fire. Grind with grace, I move with design, heaven in rhythm, power in line. I'm focused, faithful, fully move great.